This video is to show you how to factor by grouping. So if you have a polynomial that has 4 terms, this is how you would factor by grouping. Start with these steps. Draw a line down the middle of the terms. So I'm just going to put a line here between the first 2 terms and the second 2 terms. Make sure not to cut off the signs so you can make sure which ones are positive and which ones are negative. Find the GCF of the first 2 terms. So our first 2 terms here are x to the third power and negative 2x squared. And I know that out of both of those terms, I can divide x squared. So this is just factoring the GCF. You already know how to do this. So x to the third power divided by x to the second power leaves us with x. And then you have negative 2x squared. And negative 2x squared divided by x squared gives me negative 2. So all we've done thus far is we found the GCF of the first 2 terms. Now we're going to find the GCF of the next 2 terms. And here's a hint. What's in the parentheses should match. So in the next 2 terms I have negative 9x and negative 18. Well, I know that the number 9 is a factor in both 9 and 18, so I'm going to divide by that. And I'm going to have a parentheses. Now if I want this one to look like this one, I know I'm going to need a negative in between. But this is a plus here. So in this case I want to divide by negative 9. If I pull out a negative 9, then I said negative 9x divided by negative 9 leaves me with just x. The negative 9s would cancel. And then 18 divided by negative 9 would leave me with negative 2. You'll notice that what's in the parentheses matches. All I did for each of these is divide by that GCF. And that's how I got that number in the middle. So the thing that's in the parentheses that's in common, I'm going to rewrite that. And for purposes of organization, I'm just going to put it on the left. So x minus 2 is on the left. Now the next parentheses are going to contain those GCFs. So the x squared minus 9 and the negative is right there. So x squared goes in this parentheses and negative 9 goes in this parentheses. Now to finish this, I have to check and make sure everything's in simplest form. And x minus 2 is factored all the way, but x squared minus 9 is not factored all the way. So just bring down your x minus 2. And then if you look at this one, you'll notice you can get the square root of x squared and you can get the square root of negative 9. That makes it x minus 3 and x plus 3. So we have successfully factored this grouping. This had 4 terms. This polynomial equation had 4 terms, and we were able to factor it successfully.